Hey guys, let's drink some beer. So we're going to start with Samuel Smith's Organic Pale Ale. So it's 5%, and I'm going to read you from the back of the bottle. Samuel Smith's Pale Ale captures the true soul of beer. It is brewed with hard well water, best organic malted barley, yeast and organic aroma hops. Fermentation in stone Yorkshire squares. Creates a full-bodied rounded palate. It has a fresh maltiness that reminds you that good beer is a product of the soil, organically nurtured. And I saw something on their website that I thought was interesting. Brewed with well water, the original well at the old brewery, sunk in 1758, is still in use, with the hard well water being drawn from 85 feet underground. Best barley malt, yeast, and aromatic hops, fermented in stone Yorkshire squares, to create a full rounded flavor and aftertaste. 5%, the Vegan Society, suitable for vegans and vegetarians. Okay, let's give this a try. Got my beard glass. So I had to do that to get some head, because it wasn't going to give me any. It's extremely fizzy. When I started to pour it, it was almost like soda pop. Let's see if you can see this light. It's extremely carbonated. We'll see how it feels on the tongue, but very amber color. Not really red. Not red. Not really orange. More orange than red, but very amber. Very clear. And the head is not quite white. The head is more off-white, like an almond color. I'm going to top it off and we'll give it a smell. A lot of malt right away. Lots of malt. It doesn't smell too sweet. Now it's starting to go away. The only fruit, if there's any fruitiness, the only thing I could pick up is not quite orange. It's not really citrusy. It's more like apricot, like dried apricot, like a bag of dried raisins, or dried apricots. Maybe a little brown sugar, not a lot. A little caramely, sort of that syrupy, sweet, malty apricot. From the smell, it smells like the taste is going to be heavy, but you never know. So let's find out. Let's give it a taste. Okay, I switched angles. I think that's better. So it's extremely mild. I mean, there's not a whole lot going on. Wow, the flavor. I mean, there's hardly anything lingering in my mouth. The flavor is almost completely left. There's no remaining citrus notes, or if anything, it's mildly tart. It's not bad by any means. It's a little watery. You don't get near as heavy the carbonation in your mouth as you would expect from when you pour it and when you saw it in the glass. It's very mildly carbonated. The flavor, it's really just heavy malt. Not heavy as in extreme maltiness, but just most of the flavor there is malt. There was a lot more going on in the nose than there is on my palate. There's a little bit of that brown sugar. The fruitiness is really all gone in the mouth. It's not very bitter. There is some there, but it's not hoppy. It's not that piney, hoppy, bitter at all. There's really not a lot going on. The more I'm drinking it, the waterier it's getting. It's warmed up just a little, but not much. It's not really helping. I would not buy this again. Not because there's anything terrible about it. It's just not really interesting. There's not a lot going on. I mean, I don't know if there's a price tag on this. Picked this up from Trader Joe's. And a lot of times on their single beers they have a price tag, but not on this. I think for the price that I paid for this, I could get much more enjoyable beers. I'm going to look up and see, before I look up and see what anybody else has rated it, I'm going to Well, a middle of the road beer would be a 5 or 6 out of 10. Nothing wrong with it, but not really exciting. Not doing much for me. I'm gonna give it. I'm gonna taste it again. I'm gonna end up drinking a lot of this during the review because from 1 or 2 sips, I'm not really getting anything to go off of. See, in the nose, there's way more. There's way more going on. When I smell it, it gets back to that caramely, fruit, a little bit of fruity, real heavy malt. The flavor is just all malt. No recognizable hops that stand out. I mean, it's not an IPA, it's just a pale ale. I'm going to give it a 5.5. 5.5 out of 10. You know, Samuel Smith's Oatmeal Stout is a fantastic beer. I really enjoy it. And I think I've had one other Samuel Smith's beer other than the Oatmeal Stout, but I've never had this pale ale. And it's a little bit disappointing. I was wanting a little bit more. Okay, let's look up and see what everybody else has it at. It is just a pale ale. I shouldn't be expecting. Holy smokes. Beer Advocate has a score of 85 for an English pale ale. It has 35 reviews and 213 ratings. 85. Wow. Okay, let's look at Rate Beer. Overall, Rate Beer has it at 74 and a 94 for the style. I still think that's high. It's a very mild beer. Like I said, nothing wrong with it. It's kind of a session beer. I mean, it's so mild. I feel like I could drink a 6-pack of this. Samuel Smith's Organic Pale Ale. If a very mild pale ale is what you like, if you don't like anything taking over your mouth, which, I think I do, I really go for bold stouts and bold IPAs. So that's probably why I think this is so mild and sort of not very exciting. But if that's what you want, if something mild like that is what you really want, then maybe you'll really like this. Like I said, nothing wrong with it. Just not a lot going on. It's watery, mildly carbonated. Like I said, for me, I think this could be a session beer. All right. Okay, guys, thanks for watching.